Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm so glad to be here. It is an honor and a privilege to be a part of this moment with you all as you celebrate the National Lights On campaign that recognizes the importance of after-school programming here in our city. So, first of all, congratulations to all of you leaders here in the building today. I want you all to give yourselves a round of applause. And then also to the parents here for making sure that you're guiding your children in the right direction. I want to applaud you all too for your commitment to your children's education. It's very important. You know, you all are already in the right direction, taking this step into leadership, representing the schools that you all go to, being the voice of your schools. You are truly going in the right direction of what true leadership is. And I just want to say a few things. The first thing is that leadership has no one definition. There's no perfect leader. Leaders today now struggle with some of the same things that you all may struggle with. I know some of you all may have felt in your lives that you feel like giving up, like you weren't going to make it, like you can't do certain things. You've had self-doubt. You feel like you weren't strong enough to handle certain things. But normal people, leaders who are in certain positions right now, face those same challenges. It's how you embrace those challenges what makes you a true leader and defines who you truly are. So I want you all to know that, as I said before, that leadership isn't easy. You're going to have to make tough decisions. You're going to have to stand alone on some issues and away from your friends sometimes, but that defines who you truly are, okay? So that's one of the first things I want to let you know is that leadership is not easy. And that it has no one definition. You really define what leadership is. I know I used to think that leadership was just elected offices or people who were these huge figures, but you could be a leader in your own community. You could be a leader in your family. You could be a leader in your church. You define what leadership is, and what you all are doing today is taking that step in the right direction to be a true leader in your community. I was told to talk a little bit about local government and what exactly I do as an elected official. So City Council is the legislative body of city government. We make policies that govern your everyday life. People don't realize how much local government truly impacts your everyday life, really more than the presidential election when people go out and they vote for Obama. Your local officials have a direct impact on your everyday life. And I want to just kind of paint a picture for you really quick of how exactly that happens. So if you guys can bear with me, for example, there's a young lady named Jessica who gets up in the morning, she goes to school, she asks her mother for a ride to school. Her mother's unemployed, so she tells Jessica, unfortunately, I can't take you to school because I'm unemployed and I'm going to be looking for a job. So Jessica leaves out the house, she goes on ahead to go to school, she walks down the street, she looks to her left, she looks to her right, and she sees blight, she sees homes falling apart, she sees high grass, she sees dilapidated buildings. Have any of y'all seen that when you come outside of your homes? Okay, so she's a little nervous. So she continues to proceed to the bus stop to catch her bus to school. She gets there, she looks at her watch and says, well, I need to be to school in about 15 minutes. Hopefully the bus comes. The bus ends up showing up about 30 minutes late. So Jessica arrives at school probably about 35, 45 minutes behind time, so she's late for school, but she proceeds with her class. After school is out, Jessica decides that she wants to then hang out for a while. So one of her friends says, come on, let's hang out and go to Belle Isle. So they head over to Belle Isle, and unfortunately when they proceeded to get on Belle Isle, they were stopped. And why were they stopped? Because now you have to have a $12 passport to enter Belle Isle. So Jessica gets upset, but they pull off and they try to proceed to find something more productive to do. Unfortunately, parks were closed, there was no recreation centers open, so they continued to find something to do. Unfortunately, for the rest of that evening, Jessica ends up probably getting into some trouble that she shouldn't have got into. But later that night, she comes home. Street lights were very, very dark. In fact, off on her block when she comes in, and that was her evening. Throughout that entire day, I can name several ways in which city government touched this young lady's life. From when she got up got in the shower. City government touches the water department, from just turning the water on in her home. Her mother was unemployed. We as a legislative body create policies. We create an environment that will attract jobs here to the city of Detroit. When Jessica left out her house and she looked left and she looked right and saw her environment, from the abandoned homes to the blight to the dilapidated buildings, that is a part of city government and how we maintain the environment in which people live in here in the city of Detroit. And then when she got to the bus stop, city government had its hands on the bus service here in the city of Detroit, what a lot of people complain about. We as a legislative body have our hands on that as well too. And then lastly, Belle Isle. City Council recently, last term, made it mandatory that residents here in the city of Detroit pay a fee to enter Belle Isle. So I just wanted to use that, you all, just as a quick example of how city government plays a role in your everyday lives, okay? Lastly, I'll just say before I swear you all in, that each and every one of you here today are leaders, as I said before. You all were uniquely designed, uniquely crafted, and gifted, and already are here with the gifts and talents that you need to achieve the goal and the purpose that you were placed here for. The only thing that needs to happen is cultivation. That gift needs to be cultivated, and these after-school programs allow that to happen. Through extra reading, through extra coaching, whatever it may be, the gifts that you have within you are already there. It just needs cultivation. I'm a product of after-school programming. My mother made sure I was in after-school programming. In fact, I was my favorite time of school was after school. I did all types of sports. I sung in a choir. I played basketball, soccer. I did everything in high school. So I just want to encourage you all to be productive. Continue to be leaders in your schools. Be the voice of your communities. And you all will continue to make an impact and change in the city of Detroit. Okay? So now I will move to the swearing in. Does everyone want to stand up? Okay, everyone lift their right hand and repeat after me. And when I say I, you enter your name into the blank. So I. Okay, let's do it again. I. Of Detroit Public Schools. As a member of the 21st Century All-Star After-School Program. Promise to fulfill the duties. Of the Youth Advisory Council. To the best of my ability. To the best of my ability. I like that. I will strive to promote. School spirit and good citizenship. Among my fellow students. And I will not forget. My obligations to my school.